think the break's big. Look, Chris is a big favourite to win this match, but I think the break is huge for Chris because he's going to have to try and find something on it, because earlier on it was really killing him in his chances against Jeff, and actually, well, I mean, it's a heartbreaking start for him. I'm just shocked he's gone to the side break. I mean, that tells you how disappointed he is with the way his break's been going so far this weekend.
Well, and you know, he's having a laugh about it now. It's not funny to him, but he's just having a laugh.
Isn't it? It's as bad an in-off as you're ever going to see.
Yeah, and Brian Johnson here wasting no time getting to his next ball.
Got to deal with 3-ball. Got to get there early.
And Brian is probably a mid-level player. He obviously knows how to hit the ball, and he knows how to play shape. But he's definitely going to have some problems here with this 3-ball. And really just hitting this ball smooth. But again, his problems here, he hasn't addressed them, and now he's in a tight spot here. And Chris, I'm sure, is hoping for a good...
Oh, wow.
No.
Would you believe it? Well, that's quite incredible. What a start. We're less than a minute and... Well, we're a minute and 11 seconds in, and we're racked down because Brian has just potted the 8-ball.
Yeah, and, you know, there was a little bit of crowd out there for the last match, and he was kind of hanging off to the side waiting for that match to finish. And, you know, quite a few fans in the arena, and the fans got into that last match a little bit between Corey and Shane. So maybe that added pressure of a little bit of that crowd had an effect on him there. He did get a decent break here, and he has opportunities. Just needs to slow it down and find his pattern.
Yeah, and it feels very similar to the previous rack. He's going to end up leaving the 2-ball, and he's going to leave it till last, we feel, which is not ideal.
Yeah, and you get a sense that he's maybe kind of counting the shot clock in his head.
Yeah.
And, you know, anytime you're in this situation, you think maybe more time or less time has elapsed than actual, so it can be disorienting. He can actually make this ball.
Yeah, that was a good effort. Always tricky when you leave it last. Wow, what a shot.
Well, and there's his TV table moment so far. What a shot there.
Is he on the 8-ball, though? It's very tight.
I think he's about to have to duplicate that shot.
Oh, my word. What an unbelievable out that is from Brian Johnson. He was nowhere. That's quite incredible.
Monroe, Louisiana will be proud of this in the second rack after a horrible carom on the 8-ball. What?
Oh, my word. Oh. The cue ball flip. I was only watching the 8-ball. I mean, Chris Melling has played one shot in this match, a scratched break, and he is 2-0 up.
Chris Melling to break here. Chris has not done a thing in this match and played perfect to be up 2-0.
Well, he's going to get a shot on open table for the first time. I mean, he's such a good player. He doesn't need a 2-0 lead without touching the table, but he's got it.
These last couple matches have been a little weird. Billy Thorpe and Chris Reinhold, I'm not sure how much of that you were able to sit and watch, but Billy won 2 racks without ever approaching the table.
Yeah, I spoke to him about it when I was out there. He said it was, you know, wasn't expecting to get those gifts, but, you know, greatly received.
And similar situation here with Chris Melling. And Chris really, what I'm going to refer to as doing Chris things, just absolutely smooth with his shots. And Jeff DeLuna played very well against him.
Flawless.
Yeah.
You can make the case, actually, that Jeff made the only mistake because he hooked himself in his final ball in the frame to win it. He came up with the set shot to kind of get it done. So it was probably one of the best shots of the day, actually. But, yeah, it was just an incredibly high-standard match.
Yeah, and Chris just a couple scratches on the break there really, really hurt him and opened up this match with the same, but he's trying to turn that around here.
Come and play in America. He'll play it all. He really is incredible with the cue in his hand.
Yeah, I think the only thing I've never seen Chris play is one pocket, and he probably plays that too.
Yeah.
Really a master cueist in all cue sports, willing to try just about anything, and does well at all the games.
Yeah, a lot of players when they switch. I mean, it's in some ways it's easier to switch Chinese 8-ball to American 8-ball because you're playing on the same size with the same size balls. But when he switches, you know, or was switching to snooker and predominantly switching to English ball, and the dynamics of the balls are so different. His touch is unbelievable. He can be playing, you know, American ball for a month straight, turn up and play English ball and be absolutely on point from ball one.
Well, and when you think about people who can do that switch, you look at somebody like Judd Trump, who has come over to play some rotation and played okay, but not at a top level.
Yeah.
Or a situation where Corey Deuel goes and plays snooker, and again, he played okay, but definitely not at a top level. Chris has been able to play at that top level on everything. It's very incredible to see.
He'll be annoyed with that, though. That he would have felt like he was out there, and he's just overdrawn the ball, and now he's got a real problem.
What's he looking to do here? Oh,
he's threading the needle here.
Is he going to cut this up top?
Yeah,
how he hit it.
No problem at all. It's Chris Melling. It was like it was a hanger.
And now he's going to have to do another similar tough cut into the side pocket. Watch the 13 ball. He needs to come into it on the far right side. When he does, oh no.
He's in
Caught
trouble.
it thick.
He is in trouble, but it's not over yet. Chris has made a career out of making these shots.
If there's anybody I want to shoot a shot that looks like this, I think it's the gentleman at the table right now. Calls for his extension. Looking to do something spectacular. It looks like he's just going for the one rail. How is the execution?
Oh, dangerously close.
Well, and this is why he's the guy I would pick to shoot that shot. Very, very good attempt.
Brian's had some tough things go against him in this match. Now he's got an opportunity to go and run a rack. These are there for him. Not the best of opening balls, though.
And as good as he hit the balls in that last rack, I'm really rooting for Brian to run these out. Still a little shaky. Getting a lot of pressure. Playing a top-notch player in an arena with a crowd and cameras and lights. It's not easy.
Yeah, he's frustrated with that cannon, but actually it's worked out okay. It gives him just the natural. Oh, he can't miss the ball, though.
Yeah, it was a little quick on his timing there. Got down, stroked the ball very quickly, and here it is, 4-0.
And that frame took nearly 4 minutes, so he needs to find something for potentially future matches, assuming he gets through here. If he wants to go on and win this tournament, you feel that the standard's too high for him to be able to win the tournament without a break that's kind of working.
So the contact there, what happened, normally with that side ball break, you're going directly into the side ball immediately. He actually caught the edge of the front ball and caused that cue ball to go like a pinball all over the place. Not the break he wanted for sure. And Brian really not lending himself a hand with this 6-ball shape, but makes a good shot.
Yeah, it's a good pot.
And his pace of play, as a player, I know personally, his pace of play is much faster than I've ever seen him play. So again, it's the environment is causing a little bit of heartache for him.
Yeah, what tends to happen for players when they're experiencing that for the first time, he's almost playing on a 10-second shot clock here, you know, in terms of his average pace around the table, and he's not even close to using his 30. You know, he's down and playing shots before that. You know, the clock's almost restarted once the balls have stopped. It's quite incredible how many shots he's played within 5 seconds of the cue ball stopping.
Yeah, and I've never been in this environment, but I can imagine that it would definitely be a little tough to start off. But I believe that I and Brian could adapt with a little bit more time, a little bit more time to get comfortable with the situation. It might not happen for Brian because he's playing Chris Melling. Oof, well, I say that.
That's not the best from Chris. He thought he was just avoiding the 8 ball.
I think he can only go one rail into this, and he's going to have to go across the table with some hard right spin to create the angle for the kick. And there you see Chris measuring the kick using what I like to call the mirror system. Oh, very, very close shot there. And Brian comes back to the table with a good opportunity here to get out. The 4 straight up the table. Important shot. Needs to take his time. And it falls. Wow.
Used it all, but in it goes. Yeah.
Oh.
Now, the rack is absolutely all there for Brian. Now that's dropped in. Concentrate. And make sure.
And I know in this situation he would want nothing more than to get a game on the Magician. But he's going to be moving the cue ball quite a bit in this scenario. Wanted to play that with some side spin. It didn't happen, but very similar to the shot he missed in the last rack. A lot longer, though. He needs to take his time. Still has an extension. Go ahead and call it. He's going to kick at this ball.
How about that?
Well, if you're going to get a game on Chris Melling, there was a lot left to happen there. And then, of course, the wild 8-ball shot and just an unfortunate scratch. This is a ball down on the break, and it's a little messy.
Solid's good here. They've all got homes. They've all got pockets. Find your route.
Yeah, and he just opened up the 5 to where he could shoot at the 4 ball. I kind of like getting the 2 ball out of the way a little earlier at some point. I don't like letting that be my last ball.
Yeah, I just wondered whether he could have played on it straight away. Maybe leave the ones down the bottom end of the table as your last balls.
Yeah.
He would have been in good shape if that had just fallen.
Yeah, had a little bit of angle on the 6 ball. Yeah, really could have had an opportunity there. And now Chris here is going to have to really work at this. He doesn't have much of a shot.
Will he play the turnover shot? Well, he could just play the 13 onto the 5, leave the cue ball almost touching the 6, and just turn the table back over.
And that's what he's going to do.
He wanted the 5 to fall.
So now here, if this ball is not touching, he can play into the 6, into the 13, into the 5. But if the ball is touching, that's a good shot. Must not have been touching.
Yeah, I actually thought it might have been, because I saw Trish just say something to Brian, but I think she might have just indicated it wasn't touching rather than it was. Couldn't hear the audio. That's another good shot, but it's just knocked the 6 into an awkward position.
Yeah, and this is really, really awkward for the 6 ball, because this is the only time he's going to be able to get on that side, I believe.
Yeah, I feel like he's got to try and create something off the 6 there. I don't know whether he can play the 6 off the 14. I'm not sure if that was a possibility. How is he going to get back there?
He may have a saving grace here going across the table. I think he would have had an opportunity to straighten that cue ball out and bump the 12 and the 11. But again, he just shooting a little fast.
Or even just, yeah, I'm with you. It had to do something.
Well, there's a bank here.
Yeah, so it's going to be the bank.
And this is kind of a weird bank, because you don't want to draw this bank.
Shot.
Yeah, he played it forward with the stun. Now, do we see the tough cut, or do we see maybe another bank?
Bank. No, he got that one all wrong.
Oh.
I actually thought he'd make that. He was so good on the last couple of banks and the kick shot. I just thought that he might make it, but actually nowhere near on that occasion.
Well, Chris still has a little bit of a trouble situation here with the 12 ball. I don't think he can make the 11 straight off in the corner, so he's going to have to do something there, manufacture a angle on one of those balls.
Can he go straight back into it? Is he going to rip this?
Well, he did, just a little shy, and doesn't want to get close to that 15, really. That 15 ball may be his only other attempt at doing something with the 11-12. I like shooting the 15 in the side and going 2 rails around for that, but he's going to go the opposite direction.
Well, I think he was looking at the 15 in the side, but didn't leave the angle he was looking for. Whether he was looking for the natural just to go into it, or whether he was trying to use the top rail.
Yeah, I think going to that top rail and then to the side. Oh.
No, it's not brilliant, but it's not terrible. He's still controlling the rack.
Well, I think we're going to have to see Chris bank a ball here.
He might be able to bank this in such a way where he doesn't leave the 8 on, and he'll still be on the 9. Depends what he wants to do. Does he bank it and play on the 12? Oh, just pot it.
Yeah,
why
cut
not?
it into the side. Now, he's got the angle here, but it is a very, very touchy shot. Under roll it. Oh, wait. Does it go in the corner here?
It's tight. He's had a really good look. It is very tight. And it doesn't. That's why he's played up.
And then once again, maybe not what he wanted as far as the angle. He missed it. Oh, no. He used all of the rail, all of the pocket. And
Chris thought he'd missed it.
Yeah, he had a little laugh there, but that's okay. It doesn't matter, because that's all it took was making that ball to the 8. I think he's having a little fun with the crowd, and even his opponent having a nice, good laugh at the situation. So, and again, the humidity plays a huge part in the table speed and the ability to accept balls into the pocket.
I still can't get his break right. I know he's going to make a ball here and have a chance, but there's not what he's trying to do with the cue ball. He's losing it consistently. Well, Chris just weighs up his options here. Just going to point out that obviously previous match we saw Corey York lose out in a tough one to Shane Thompson. He's already underway in the loser side of the draw, but he is losing to Mark Dimmitt. Match to keep an eye on the scores, ultimatepoolusa.com.
Yeah, I actually just got a message sent to me. Justin Espinoza, Jeff Sullivan, another qualification match. I believe Justin is up 5-3 currently.
Yeah, correct.
And we got to see Justin in the shootout.
Yep.
Wasn't given much of an opportunity during the shootout, but did show up, played his best, and I know he would love another chance to get a crack at this TV table. And he played in you know, a much more different scenario with the 30-minute match timer.
Changes things out there.
Really brought out some good situations we got to see. So I'm excited to see more of these shootouts.
Well, Chris is in full digging mode again. That was a couple of great shots to get himself into a pretty decent position. And he's 2 balls away all of a sudden. That's very quickly happened.
And Brian Johnson may not be extremely proud of this match, but he should be very proud of the fact that he got 1 game on Chris Melling. It's going to be 6-1 as the decider. What a match.
And it is Chris Melling, the magician, that marches on. Maybe not his finest performance. He was still some brilliance in there from him, though. It really was. Brian played his part. He was very entertaining, especially at the start of the match. But Chris Melling is the man that marches on. He's had to come through the hard way. He's had to dig deep. He's had to work his way through the loser's side of the draw. He has done it, and he is into the last 32.